there's some steeper grades that come down to the creek. There's a little berm on one side of it. Those don't make it ADA accessible. There are other portions of it that do meet the standard, but your ingress and egress to the trail don't meet that standard.
The oval trail that goes
We're
around
talking about the new trail, not the curve.
Yes.
We're talking about the new part.
Yeah, the new trail.
The new trail will not have anything to do with old trail.
Yeah, it's been attached.
Yeah. It'll be improving some of that and moving some of it aside to the public. Yes.
Just for the general population, could you describe kind of what that means in terms of land? I'm looking at this and it looks like the log that has the orange stripe on it is blue, which I think is delightful because, you know, that, why would a log be a landmark, but I like it. The beach, is that getting like divided? Tell me what's happening in like concrete terms so that everybody understands. Yeah, some people who are there reading maps and some people who aren't.
If you turn to the back side,
Yes.
south, yeah, everybody, I know you're there. So what we'd like to do, first and foremost, so people know where they can be and what's private property. Secondly, improve the access there to that area via this trail that we just described. Thirdly, the log's been there for a long time. Right now, it's an impediment for people with disabilities to access the area. So relocating it to the area that's shown here keeps it there. We hope to make that a bit of a seed log as well. And then you can see a couple of boulders that we might replace there. Those are just seed boulders. So that people have a place to sit, they don't have to bring lawn furniture down there and so forth. It's a relatively small area, even the entirety of the place that people have been enjoying. And it's important that people rotate through there so that many park visitors have the opportunity to enjoy that. So we're trying to encourage not squatting for the entire day, if you will, and encourage people coming, enjoying it for a period of time with their family and friends, and then moving on. So rather than having it be like a California beach setting where people are camped out there all day, others in the community don't really feel welcome.
Is that a problem historically?
I'm sorry.
Is that a problem historically? People squatting?
I think it from time to time can be.
So the beach, right, is getting divided, yes? That's what it looks like, so the beach is getting divided.
Actually, the entirety of the beach area, and I'm sorry you can't see this because we've got overlays on the aerial and color to depict the land, but if you look closely at this, you can see the wear pattern where most people have been enjoying it is basically all of the property that would be part of the park.
Okay, so this is a good part of the description I was looking for. So much of the beach will be still public park. A portion of the beach will become homeowner property, right? Am I interpreting this correct?
I would say that pretty much the entirety of the beach area is park. There's a small wear pattern just to the west of the beach that will be on private property, but much of the beach area is part of this stuff.
Okay, and then the fence around the tree area and where the berm is now. That is to fence that off. Is that becoming private property, or is that still public property but no use?
It's part of the park, but what we're trying to do there is protected vegetation. So just fencing it to protected vegetation. Really, it would be ideal if we had a stay on the grass situation. So people access it via the trail, enjoy that beach area or access to the water, and didn't disturb the vegetation outside. And setting, and with so many people enjoying the area, that vegetation will get trampled and impacted and decline pretty rapidly. So that's all that fencing is there.
And then, I see this red dot that is all the way across the creek, right? And I think that I understand, I guess, that your purpose is to make sure that there's no question about little kiddos who choose to go all the way across the creek, but then they shouldn't go any further. Where does that stop? Does that stop at the embankment? It's a really steep embankment.
Yeah, excellent question. Thank you for asking that question, because it's an important point here. So we cannot fence across the creek. I know some people do, but we're not going to do that as a public entity or nor as EPRD, because it's not in accordance with Corps of Engineers regulations to control water. So that marker is there on the south of the base of the south side of the creek, not on the bank, but down at the creek level. So one could draw an imaginary line from the fence that runs perpendicular to the creek at the beach to that point and say, I can't go west of that because that's private property. So that's the purpose of that. And I really
And that's a
appreciate
steep
that
embankment,
question.
so kids don't go there anyway. So cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Just clarifying. Thank you.
Thank you. Other questions?
I have a little bit different question. What kind of fencing is going to be between the private property? I mean, this is looking like it's going to be open strand fence between the private property and the park property. I feel strongly that probably a fairly significant fence is needed there.
The question is, what type of fence would delineate the park from private property? First of all, the fence will be located on public property. So you can see the signage there that says it's private property beyond that point. So if you cross that fence, you're on private property, you're trespassing. So the type of fencing, so we are operating entirely in the floodplain. So the Corps of Engineers regulations apply, and they're pretty strict. We can't do a 6-foot privacy fence. We can't do a fence like you see along the trail in the park, a 3-rail fence. So we have to use a strand fence because it's more porous. It will let water and debris go through. A strand fence. So
Like
3
the
strands of 2. It would probably be in most areas 3 strands of smooth wire with the signs that you see here that says park, that says private property beyond this point. It might say park boundary, private property beyond this point, something to that effect. But those signs would be hung on one of those strands of fence every so many feet. We haven't determined that yet. The piece of the fencing that runs perpendicular to the creek is really important. And that's one of the reasons that log is getting placed where it is, because we're probably only going to be able to do 1 strand of smooth wire fence there. And having that log reinforce that, because it is in the course of the water. So, not our rules, it's Corps of Engineers requirements. Certainly if there were a flood, we don't want fencing catching debris, flooding other adjacent private properties.
Am I understanding correctly that it's the responsibility of the community, the Kittredge community, to build and maintain that fence?
So we will be building that fence with along with EPRD. It will be located on park property and it will be maintained by everything. It will be located on the park, just on the other side of the private property. Other questions?
I'm still very confused about the $250,000. Why are we paying that? If it's not for purchasing the property.
That was the settlement